It reminds us of the essence of what the world seeks to preserve: the splendor of nature and the delicate balance of life that sustains us all. Nigeria, therefore, stands with the global community in the collective resolve to heal, to restore, and to sustain this place we call home. We are here because the earth speaks to us. It speaks not in words, but through the devastations we witness every day, through the floods that wash away entire communities, through the droughts that parch our farmlands, through the hurricanes that batter coastal towns, through the wildfires that consume ancient forests, through the heat waves that choke our cities, and through the conflicts that happen because of all of this. The earth speaks in the language of loss and warning. It tells us that our survival is tied to its well-being. These are the cries that have compelled us to gather from one city to another in pursuit of one shared purpose: to save the only home we have. So I bring to you today not only the goodwill of His Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, but the assurance of Nigeria's unflinching commitment to climate action. We thank the government and people of the Federative Republic of Brazil for their exceptional hospitality. A few days ago, Nigeria took a bold step forward. We approved two landmark instruments: the National Carbon Market Framework and the Climate Change Fund. These are the pillars of our climate finance architecture. They are designed to build a transparent and high-integrity carbon market aligned with Article 6 of the Paris Agreement. Through them, we can generate, trade, and retire carbon credits with credibility and fairness. We can mobilize billions of dollars in climate investments to finance adaptation, resilience, and green industrialization. The proceeds will flow into the Climate Change Fund to support communities most affected by climate impacts. To guide this journey, we have launched a 5-year carbon market roadmap. This will establish an emissions trading system and a carbon tax regime strengthened by fiscal incentives that reward clean innovation. Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Nigeria's third nationally determined contribution, validated and submitted in September 2025, marks an ambitious step in our climate journey. It commits us to an absolute emission reduction of 32% by 2035 and chart our way to net zero in the long run, supported by strategies across energy, agriculture, transport, waste, and industry. Our decade of gas strategy anchors this transition, using natural gas to stabilize power and drive industrial growth, while expanding solar and off-grid solutions for rural electrification. Through these efforts, we are powering small businesses, promoting clean energy, and transforming agricultural waste into opportunity. Nigeria's geography, from the Sahelian plains in the north to the mangroves of the Niger Delta, reflect nature's generosity and reminds us of our responsibility to preserve what sustains us. This is why we are investing in climate-smart agriculture, livestock transformation, and sustainable land use practices that reduce conflict over resources and enhance food security.
particular, as we call it, the implementation COP that we've all been waiting for here in Belen, and we're very excited. It's particularly passionate for us as Nigeria because of all the momentum that we have gained in the last month or so leading up to COP. In the last 2 months, in fact. First with the submission of our NDC 3.0, and we being the first West African country to submit. And this is, it's a turning point for Nigeria. And one of the main things we're hoping to take away is to turn all these deliverables in our NDC 3.0 into pipeline projects, partnerships, and pay for performance. Because we need to start turning this paper from paper to projects, and COP30 is where Nigeria would be doing this. Secondly, just a few days ago, as I mentioned, our federal government approved the National Carbon Market Framework and also moved for the operationalization of our climate change fund. And that decision really gives investors a clear policy clarity and signals that Nigeria is open for high integrity carbon investments. And that delivers real mitigation and community benefits. And so COP30 is the right marketplace to activate this framework. Belem gives us the right global matchmaking platform to be able to achieve this, and we're quite excited about what's going to happen. And lastly, I would say, is how we're deepening our South-South collaboration. It's something that has never been done before. We're here in the Amazon, we're in the forest, and we're quite excited. It's our first time. It's the first time for me to be in Belem. And this collaboration with the Amazon, Congo, Guinea region forest dialogue, building on what Brazil's forest protection initiatives have been put in place, really just strengthens the Belem agenda. And we're quite excited to be able to see how we can improve on these collaborations and take a lot of these homes, because the key takeaways are very important for lesson learnings for us from Nigeria.
So for us, it's not just about our participation here at COP30 in Belem, Brazil. For me, it's about Mr. President's commitment to the 2016 Paris Accord, which Nigeria is signatory to, and of course ensuring that, Article 13 of that particular accord, which talks about climate change, is duly pursued and of course being implemented later. So here in Belem, Mr. Vice President will definitely be taking to the later and speaking to the spirit and body of Nigeria's intent. And talking about nationally determined contributions has always been pursued. We look forward to reducing our climate emissions in 2030 by 35%, and of course we are targeting zero emissions by 2060. You can't achieve those if you do not adhere to some guidelines and of course partnerships, contributions, and of course global participations in some summits like this. So Mr. Vice President will be bringing the commitment, the message, the devotion, the political mindset of Mr. President in achieving those goals. So it's going to be a totally successful event. There's no two ways about that. And of course, once more, the world will see that, Nigeria is definitely interested in, it's not just interested, but it's making sure that, it's dotting its I's and crossing its T's when it comes to climate change and of course climate financing. That's the message Mr. Vice President will bring in, and we look forward to a very, very interesting and successful session here in Belem.
Is not among us.
or two is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where are you? Ready? That was our beautiful.
Wait, Oga. Oga?
I told you you're done. I don't want to enter your sense. Sai ta gama ba ka ba zai nisa building. Oh, ku yadda ka gani. Mutanen da su fito? Eh, ba damu. Ba wanda gwaigwai ɗin nan. Kullum sun yi da ake magana wani akwai hotel a cikin sun aiki. Za a yi dama an ce za su kamar from 10 to ya ainihin wani ya dama haka ne yi working yana da wani alternative
C flat. Perfect.
so it's
Do you know that
speedboat is fun.
so even if like I use the stop to break?
You know this car has that ya jima da na shi sa na ce mutum ya shiga tebe meeting na Get this. Stand by this.